everybody.
Uh,
Oh, really?
I'm back from 6.5 hours of being in a grand jury as the guy who records things. And now I'm back.
This is Alli's life. He records things.
That's all I do.
That's all he does.
I was kind of sick of TNA, so we're taking the wheel. I'm taking
Allie's
the wheel.
taking the wheel again.
Again, this is the first time.
Well, yeah, good point. You are taking the wheel. It's just you
I
didn't give the wheel to anyone.
Nobody gets the wheel but me.
Yeah.
Well, if someone could take the wheel if they had a good fucking idea.
I did actually have ideas. I just didn't use them.
Wrestle
but
Boys.
Also because I don't trust Peacock right now. Wrestle Boys. Welcome to taking the wheel.
Welcome to taking the wheel, and I took the wheel. And how do you feel about World War III?
I mean, has that been a thing that has officially happened
According
yet?
to Alex Jones, we're up to World War V.
What was World War IV?
Go ask him, I guess. I don't fucking know. He thinks World War III happened in the 90s, and Alex Jones is a fucking idiot. So
okay.
I'm Alli.
World War III when the United Alliance of Evil attacked? Anyway, I'm Mega Fighter.
And we are reviewing the inaugural World War III, WCW World War III, 1995.
Is this what Alex Jones meant when he said World War III happened?
Listen here, there's gonna be 3 rings.
3 rings. 60 men.
60 men in 3 rings. And then they'll have the giant.
A giant in each ring.
A giant in each ring. Globalism.
The giant. The Yeti. Globalism. Jushin Liger.
Hulk Hogan without a mustache.
Yes, we are 1995, the inaugural World War III, November 26th, just before Starrcade, I believe.
Yes.
Next month is Starrcade.
Due to some bullshit with Hulk Hogan's contract, when he got DQ'd from a title match, he forfeited the title and has to be won back.
Yeah, they vacated it, and now it has to be won back.
And honestly, in the greater context, this just feels like an excuse because Hulk Hogan didn't want to lose.
He didn't want a job to the Giant.
Pretty much, they didn't want to. They didn't want to play fucking. He didn't want to lose to the Giant, and the Giant was supposed to be beaten by Macho Man. So this is how they did it.
Yep. So we are at the Norfolk Scope in Norfolk, Virginia. So once again, Rob is not joining us for a Virginia show. Thanks, Rob.
Yes, the commentaries Tony Schiavone and Bobby Heenan.
Now, the Scope is actually a historically significant place, home to a few Starrcades, 2 World War IIIs, Destination X, but it's most notably the building that DX invaded when they were invading WCW.
Oh, yeah!
Yeah.
By the way, there's 3 rings. It looks like shit.
It looks terrible. There's a triangle of rings. We are in quite literally a free ring circus here, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
As WCW declares, card subject to change.
Card subject to change. And do you know who they have on WCW World War III? According to Gene Okerlund, Kazuki Sasaki.
Kazuki Sasaki. Oh, Kensuke Sasaki, yes.
Kensuke Sasaki.
Kensuke Sasaki, who is actually pretty cool. We will talk about later.
But first,
we also have known giant Jushin Thunder Liger.
Yeah, known giant Jushin Thunder Liger. And also, if you want to talk to WCW superstars, you can join their official CompuServe chat room. CompuServe.
CompuServe. God damn. It has been so long since we've had a proper decade alert on Wrestle Boys, so I'm
90s alert.
90s alert, CompuServe.
Is CompuServe still a thing?
I doubt it. I don't think it is. I genuinely feel like it died sometime in the
Oh my
early
god,
2000s.
they're still active. What the fuck?
Holy fuck! What? Who? How? How do you get CompuServe? I kind of want to know.
They started in 1969.
And they're still running.
What did they do? They did internet, then they stopped doing internet.
Apparently, they were the ones who introduced the GIF or the GIF.
Oh, inventors of the GIF.
Yes. 2017, after Verizon completed its acquisition of Yahoo, CompuServe became part of Verizon's newly formed Oath Inc. subsidiary. What the fuck? So you can't run CompuServe internet,
No.
but it still exists in some weird form.
So they talked to Gene Okerlund, and if I recall, they're just in front of it's Hulk Hogan, Sting, and Macho Man in front of like a small fire.
Yeah, they got like a small fire going to put out like the black shirt, like to burn the black shirt, I guess.
Yeah, Hogan's taking off the black shirt. He still doesn't have a mustache.
So this was during the very brief moment in which Hulk Hogan turned heel during the fucking Dungeon of Doom storyline where he went dark side.
Dark side, brother.
Which it didn't work out here. It worked out great in when he did it like a year later with the NWO. Maybe because he kept the mustache.
Hogan's voice is fucked. Well, he goes for the mustache and the kind of painted on beard.
Yeah.
I never knew if that was a real beard or not. Anyway.
I don't know. Great question.
And Sting with the most awkward statement of, and the black is gone for good.
Wow. God damn, yeah. So
but you know who's the villain of this little rant promo that Hogan's doing? You think it would be Kevin Sullivan in the Dungeon of Doom, but the real villain, the mastermind, Dave Meltzer.
I was hoping for this because I see Hogan holding like a piece of rolled up folded paper in his hand, and I'm like, oh my god, please tell me this is the fucking pay-per-view where he shoots on Dave Meltzer. Because he's like, observe this, brother. This is a rag. We call this a rag sheet. It's a dinosaur compared to the internet. Internet's got all the scoops.
It's got the scoops.
I genuinely thought the whole time that this was leading to him throwing it into the fire. But no, Sting puts out the fire before that.
Yeah, Sting just grabs a bottle of water and puts out the fire. Because I think someone commented, like, the fire's getting kind of hectic. And then Sting's like, don't worry, I'll put it out. And then Hogan's like, but I gotta put out the dirt sheets, brother.
So can we talk about how Hogan with no mustache is terrible?
He's got this moon-shaped face.
He's got a moon face. He's like fucking Mac tonight.
Yeah. His face kind of caves in the middle and it comes back out near his chin and he just has nothing there.
There's just some people who they don't look good without their facial hair.
Yeah.
And I genuinely think Hogan is one of them.
Triple H included. Have you
Triple
seen
H also
clean-shaven Triple H is a very interesting look.
Yeah.
Just it doesn't look good.
It doesn't look good. I think that's why, in part, I think clean-shaven Triple H is why when the shaved head Triple H was a thing, he didn't look good at the start. Then he grew out his beard and is like, okay, now
crew cut beard Triple H is fine.
Yeah,
I thought it was weird at first, but it's fine now.
Yeah.
I just laugh at baby AJ Styles without the beard.
Oh yeah.
Because he just looks like a weenie and it's great.
He looks like a weenie. Someone said he kind of looked like Brian Krause from Charmed, and that's actually a pretty fair assessment of baby AJ Styles.
Kinda, yeah.
Looking like he needs to be just harassed by...
yeah, they talk about how the dirt sheets are wrong, that Macho Man's arm is injured.
Or, yeah, the Macho Man's arm's actually hurt. He's not working his arm. It's a shoot. It's real, brother. He's really hurt. And the internet's got all the scoops, brother.
Scoops.
It'll be so funny when Observer finally goes online. Internet does have all the scoops.
I am I'm Dave Meltzer. I have all the scoops.
I'm Brian Alvarez. I also have scoops.
I've got scoops. 36 flavors. -5.
Baskin Robbins.
Baskin Robbins. Absolute fuckfest. Buy my book.
I don't like the Fiend.
I don't like the Fiend.
All right. After like this interview goes on for a bit, we cut to like some backstage bits from WCW Saturday Night.
Yeah.
With DDP and the Diamond Doll Kimberly. And DDP just looks weirdly big to me because I think this was like pre-yoga DDP.
Yeah, he got some heft on him.
He's got some heft.
I don't know if it's muscle, but he's got some heft on him, and it looks weird.
It looks very weird compared to when we were watching him in like
he was so lean.
WWE.
You know, he was a big guy, but he was so lean in WWE. Yeah. I thought it really looked great though.
Yeah. Yeah, they're setting up that like there's tension, or they're selling that there's tension between Paige and Kimberly heading into his match with TV champion Johnny B. Bad.
Johnny B. Bad.
Where it's like, and like I think Kimberly walks off at one point, and basically the storyline is that DDP is getting cucked by Mark Marrow.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that this match is not only for the TV title, it is also for ownership of Kimberly Services.
Yeah, it's basically, I assume it's her contract, like her management contract.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is a very, like, Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan versus Elizabeth.
So
they do the charisma dropped a little bit.
So after the promo, they do their entrances, and their music's kind of shit.
Yes.
DDP just has a very, like...
He had not yet adopted the "We're Not Nirvana" song.
DDP calls Kimberly a bimbo at some point.
Yes,
and we have the returning favorite referee Nick Patrick with a mullet.
Referee Nick Patrick now with mullet.
Aggressive New Yorker Nick Patrick.
Aggressive New Yorker Nick Patrick.
Hands off him, man! Get in the ring.
We get some entrances where DDP like has like a confetti rocket. He places it like strategically near his crotch and is like, poof.
Yeah, he shoots like a penis missile.
Yeah, and it's confetti, and Mark Marrow has like sparklers in both hands.
Out comes Johnny B. Bad. Woo! He's got a sparkly cape. He's in a bad mood with 2 D's. He turns around, and he looks like a white Little Richard. Yeah.
He looks just like Little Richard.
And that's pretty much it.
That's all we got, sorry.
That's all Justin could think of you.
I don't know what DDP's gimmick is. All I know is that according to Bobby Heenan, he has $13 million.
I don't know if he like inherited it or won the lottery or was just a keen investor, maybe. I
call it bullshit because if he had $13 million, he wouldn't be wrestling.
Yeah, I just feel like DDP's gimmick doesn't match what he looks like. Because he just sort of looks like a guy, like sort of a trailer parky guy at the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
He had that big ass mullet back then.
He was a Jersey dude, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay, so the angle is he got the $13 million through arm wrestling.
Arm wrestling?
I cannot imagine that arm wrestling has that big of like a fucking payoff. Like that kind of a purse for arm wrestling? Nah, like if you made $13 million in arm wrestling, you wouldn't be actually wrestling.
They talk about the upcoming Battle Royale during the match with DDP and fucking Johnny B. Bad. And they talk about how there's like 60 people in the back and they're all just kind of glaring at each other and grumbling under their breath. And I just wrote, locker room morale shit. Mark Marrow, there's a spot where like DDP gets the advantage and then Kimberly, or like Mark Marrow gets the advantage, and then Kimberly just pulls out a sign that has 10 plus on it.
Yes, and I think that was something like DDP was calling for. It's like, give me my number. And it's like, no,
you do not get the 10 plus.
I kind of like this angle more than I've seen. Like I've seen similar like storylines play out in WWE, and they're usually bad and involved Rusev.
Yeah, Bad and involving Rusev.
Yeah. And I feel like these ones I was groovy leaving. I feel like that was
Mega Fighter, when
like,
I'm recording that there's no notification sounds, so it's just you.
Okay, I'm hearing things again.
Yes.
I feel like this one works well because it feels like DDP's the one who has the problem here, and it's not like when Lana's just like kind of rubbing it in Rusev's face about how
I'm
Bobby
cocking
Lashley
you.
has a huge dick or something.
I'm cucking you for Bobby Lashley.
But it's like, and here it's like DDP's just trying to like fucking go like, yeah, look at me and my big dick, Kimberly. And
look at me, dicks.
Whatever.
Woo, dicks.
Like Kimberly just kind of does not care about this. Like, yeah, whatever. It works a lot better that way, I think.
Mega Fighter, what do you want on your tombstone?
I mean, I just want a straight cheese tombstone.
Okay, but that's a 2 count. So Mark Mauer hits a tombstone. There's like they brawl in the ring, they brawl out the ring, they brawl back in the ring. There's like an outside dive to DDP, and then he gets thrown back in the ring, and then there's an inside dive.
Yeah.
And he wins with a slingshot leg drop.
This is not like an exciting match by any means, but it's a functional match.
I would call the wrestling style here on display like generic heavyweight wrestling.
Yes.
Just a lot of brawling and, some power moves.
Like, if you're invested in the DDP Mark Marrow Kimberly storyline,
it got high ratings on the Dave Meltzer.
Yeah, so it's like I said, on that dinosaur, on that rag sheet.
Yeah, like Dave Meltzer lifted his chest and it showed 3 3/4 stars or something.
He held up a sign like fucking Kimberly and it said 3 1/4.
Yeah. Or 3, there's 3 3/4, but
3 3/4.
I wasn't impressed, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah. It wasn't bad, but it was just like, it's all right.
So, yeah, they go back up the ramp, and I started realizing I don't think Bobby Heenan knows the name of DDP. Because he started calling him the Diamond Man. Yes, Diamond Man Page.
So, I looked it up.
Diamond Falkenberg.
Diamond Falkenberg. Falkenberg? So I looked it up. The 2019 World Arm Wrestling League season will culminate in the Supermatch Showdown Championship at Turner Sports. The series payout exceeds $250,000 in total prize money.
He ain't making 18 million on arm wrestling. I tell you now.
He ain't making 13 million in 1995 in arm wrestling.
He'll probably make a cool 15 grand or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Diamond Man lost. And Mark Barrow says that like while I did win the services of Kimberly, I kind of want her to do what she wants. So if she wants to hang out with me, cool. If she doesn't, whatever. And then they hug.
Yeah, the 1995 Yukon Jack International Arm Wrestling Championships had a purse of $25,000. You ain't making 13 million in arm wrestling.
And then Gene decides, hey, this is a good time to talk about the WWF steroid scandal.
Yeah, he starts shilling his scam hotline at this point.
Yes, the hotline that doesn't show the phone number, but he says the phone number.
Yes, I think it was like 1-900-909-9900.
Yes. And
we could call that
because it's a 900 number, it'll charge me, so I don't want to do that.
It's probably not even in service anymore.
You never know. Don't call it.
Alli, Gene Okerlund died like 2 years ago. I think the number.
Hello, this is Gene Okerlund.
This is the ghost of Gene Okerlund here.
I didn't die. What are you talking about? I'm still here.
Ghost of
in
Gene
your
Okerlund.
house.
The ghost of Gene Okerlund running a 900 number to scam people is a fucking idea.
Writing prompts. Anyway,
Oh my god.
yeah, you could talk about the steroid scandal that clearly affected them in the long run.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it kind of did. They had to buy they had to hire a bunch of fat guys.
I mean, they didn't have to specifically hire fat guys. They just hired a bunch of fat guys.
Yeah, because they were just like, well, who are these cruiserweights? I don't know, man. They're not stars to me. Shawn Michaels might be a star, but that's weird.
Yeah, I mean, they're these fat guys. They aren't doing steroids. They just do food.
They do food and they break Undertaker's face.
Break Undertaker's face. Jesus Christ.
Are you ready for our next match? A taped fist challenge?
Oh, I was wondering why I put that's Aretha Franklin, and it's because Johnny B. Bad has a post-match interview where he said spells RESPECT. I was like, that's not that's not Chuck Berry.
Respect
Or
women.
Little Richard.
Respect
Whammons, says Little Richard.
Woo! No.
Woo!
So this is Big Bubba, which is just Ray Trailer.
Big Bubba Rogers.
Big Bubba Rogers, a.k.a. Big Bomb Man, versus Hacksaw Jim Duggan. And I don't think I've ever said this on audio or on recording, but you know the WWE thing where a legend will come back and they're kind of an exaggerated version of their original character?
You might know that as the trope of Flanderization, yes.
Yes, that is the trope of Flanderization. It sort of happens with Ron Simmons, for example. Ron Simmons was a rough and tough man who had a stint in the Nation of Domination, but now he's the damn guy.
Now he's the damn guy.
And I like I like him going damn, but I also like that he's veteran wrestler Ron Simmons,
Yeah.
But Hacksaw Jim Duggan is exactly the same. He's not
been like this since the 80s.
We watched Royal Rumble, the first one that they showed on free TV. We saw this. He's exactly the fucking same.
He has always been a loud, shouty caveman who just goes, oh! He fucking shouts USA,
USA,
and he carries around a 2x4. This time with a fucking strap.
He had a 2x4 strap, like it was a katana.
Right?
I am a Ronin.
Ronin Jim Duggan.
Ronin Jim Duggan. Yo. So this is a taped fist challenge. So it's like a regular match, but their fists are taped. Except for Jim Duggan, who taped his entire forearms.
Yes. Now, the idea of the tape fist match is it's supposed to be you can hit harder because you're not hurting your hands because your fists are taped up.
Why not just have an MMA gloves match then?
Yeah. Or just a boxing match.
And here's the best part. Their fists are taped so they can hit each other harder. And then they proceed to throw worked punches.
Yes. And we get just a bunch of punches.
Worked punches.
Worked punches between two
old I don't
dudes.
hate work punches. But this is a match where you're supposed to not have worked punches.
You can shoot on each other,
You're two big dudes. Here's my opinion about shooting. It's like what William Regal said during Tough Enough. I hit you very hard in very safe places.
Yeah.
No injuries needed. You just might have a bruised chest. That's all you need.
That's how you work stiff. I think that's why Walter fucking can go as hard
Walter
as he
will
can.
fuck you up, but he'll fuck you up in a way that you'll hurt tomorrow, but you won't have any severe injuries, so you can't even hate him.
Yeah.
Because he's just like, I didn't injure you. And it's like, God damn it, you're right. Fucking.
I'm gonna need several ice packs, but you didn't injure me.
I can't sleep on my stomach this week, but. Fighting against evil foreigner Bubba Rogers.
USA!
USA!
USA! This match is mostly boring. Like,
They
Bubba
start.
pops an enziguri once.
So the rule is, no matter what ring you're in, that's the ring. Like, you can switch rings and it's not a count out.
I like how we were like wondering about that, and then they actually went between rings, and I was like, oh my god, you can just go between rings on this
Bubba's
show.
head gets stuck between two ring posts in a creative spot, so kudos.
Bubba at one point tapes up Jim Duggan's arm and just kind of takes free shots at him.
He tapes up his arm to the ropes, but he doesn't do it right the first time, so he has to do it again. Because fucking his arm just comes off.
Like, the last thing I got written down is that VK Wall Street comes in with a chain.
Yes, VK Wall Street comes into the chain. Hacksaw Jim Duggan's very sweaty. He's so sweaty. Bubba's so sweaty. They're so sweaty, it gets on the camera.
Yeah.
And, this match doesn't work.
Like, VK Wall Street either gets stopped or misses with the chain, and then, like...
He misses the chain, and then Bubba Rogers gets the chain and hits Hacksaw with it and wins.
Knocks him out. Yeah. And we get a lovely fucking image of him stuffing the chain back into his pants.
He stuffs the chain back in his pants, but he doesn't, like, stuff it into, like, his waistband. He, like... digs. He goes he puts the chain underneath his balls.
We saw his face too while he was doing it. It's like,
put the chain away. Oh yeah.
Put the chain away, Big Bomb Man.
Big Bomb Man put the chain under his ball sack.
Put the chain under my ball sack.
Tell them how. Oh yeah, he comes out and then he walks into the commentary. Tell him how great I am, Bobby.
It's okay. Bobby tells us how great he is.
Then they start talking about the main event again, and Heenan's like, 60 people in 3 rings. We need more rings. And then I'm just like, no, you don't.
No, we do not need more rings. We
don't need more rings.
We need less people.
Less people and less rings.
God damn.
So after another CompuServe advertisement, we have weird Ric Flair.
How drunk is Ric Flair, Alli?
Yes.
Like, Flair is fucking, like, out of it right now.
He's smiling at nothing. He starts talking about professional basketball player Dr. J. And it's just, what's wrong with him?
He is very drunk right now.
I don't know. He wasn't as red as he normally is when he's drunk. It's just, he's acting really weird.
Yeah, so that is basically, it's a very, like, it's full of woos. Ric Flair, you gotta love it.
You gotta love it. One last time with the belt. One more run. Woo!
He's drunk, I swear.
But never mind that shit. Here comes Joshi.
Yes! Match of the night.
A cross-promotional match between Cutie Suzuki and her partner Mayumi Ozaki versus Akira Hokuto and Bull Nakano.
Fuck yes.
This kicked ass.
I couldn't take any notes because I was like, I can't turn away from this match. I have to watch this.
Weird thing, I don't recall Akira Hokuto working heel that often, but she was super heel. She was super heel. She would put Cutie Suzuki in these like submissions.
Ozaki. Yeah, Ozaki.
She would put Ozaki in these submissions and then kind of saunter to the rope to try and like just before she could tag in, and they're trying to like reach. She's like, Cutie Suzuki's trying to like reach her hand out and grab her fucking hand, but she's not far enough. And she keeps thinking it's tags, but the ref's like, oh, that wasn't a tag, sorry. And she just has to watch while fucking Hokuto's just like working that fucking arm. And then she tags in. Then she tags in Bull Nakano. And Bull Nakano fucks them up.
Bull Nakano, I think, starts off the match, and she starts off by fucking throwing, like, Mayumi Ozaki around like a sack of potatoes.
She throws them around. She punches the shit out of them. When Hokuto's tagged in, when she gets back to her ring, she kind of whips her into the corner, and then Bull Nakano's just, like, biting her fingers.
Yes, there's all sorts of hand biting and shit. This is so good.
Bobby Heenan says that he wants Or like Bull Nakano could crush his head with her thigh.
Yes. Like, yeah, he starts talking about her powerful thighs. It's like, yes, I agree, Bobby Heenan.
There's this cool spot where like the baby faces get a comeback. They both
Yeah.
do, like one does a half crab in the ring, and the other tries to do a Boston crab, but notices her partner's like doing the half crab. So he's like, I'll do a half crab too. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And I just really liked that for some reason.
I feel like every time Bull Nakano hits a move, I have to punctuate it with "fuck you," because goddamn.
Shivani can't say Japanese things.
I think Shivani can't say Japanese things. Mike Tenay's on
Oh
commentary.
yeah, Mike
for this
Tenay's here
match
for
only,
this match, and he's fantastic.
and he's fantastic.
They really should have used Mike Tenay more.
Dude just is a great commentary voice. We
Hokuto-
don't talk much about it when we talk about him on TNA, but we really appreciate Mike Tenay.
Mike Tenay is probably a small oasis in the desert of shame that is TNA in 2002.
And part of the small oasis that is this really good match.
Yes, he was fantastic. Akira Hokuto hit this, like, I would call it textbook almost, like beautiful rainbow arc German suplex.
Yeah.
Onto the girl she was suplexing's fucking head.
I think it was Ozaki at that point.
Yeah, Ozaki's fucking head. And then they hit a doomsday device.
Yeah.
And I gotta be honest, fucking Road Warriors are your thing. Yeah, they might not be there anymore. Maybe. Wait, no, they are. They are. Why can't you just call it a doomsday device?
They didn't call the doomsday device, and that was weird to me.
Bull Nakano wins with a splash. Why did I write more coming with Gene Okerlund? This was my favorite match, by the way.
This was I have just match good listed on my notes right now.
This match was fantastic.
This was wonderful.
I need more. I gotta find more Joshi. It's good. Joshi's good.
Bull Nakano is a treasure.
There's this. I was talking about this when we were watching it yesterday, but with a lot of the women in WWE, I can't speak for TNA because I haven't seen enough of the Impact's women's division. Not 2002, like modern day Impact.
Yeah.
There's this kind of awkwardness with each other. Like, they're, like, let's say they're two talented wrestlers, but they're ginger around each other. They're kind of like shuffling a bit to like make sure they're in the right place for spots.
There was none of that here.
None of that here. It was like, it was smooth. Everything made sense and they all were in the right place. And everyone it didn't feel awkward. Everyone knew what they were doing. They were all experts. Bull Nakano beat the shit out of people. It felt right. It felt right.
Beat the shit out of people with her giant Polnareff hair.
With her Paul Phoenix hair. It felt right.
I like how we both went with very different hairstyles. You went with Paul Phoenix. I went with the
Fun fact, one of the endings of Tekken 5, Paul Phoenix goes to space and he goes to fight some fucking aliens and he's awesome.
But he doesn't get Polnareff land, so...
He doesn't get Polnareff land, no. All you get is Xiaoyu land.
Xiaoyu land, which, as it turns out, was Heihachi land the whole time.
Yeah.
I love that.
But yeah, this match is good. Go look it up. Just go find women's Joshi in the 90s. It is the bomb. Yeah. I like fucking Minami Toyota, fucking just all those people.
Megumi
Kudo's great.
I guess it's because Gene Okerlund has all the scoops, Alli.
I got the scoops.
He's also got the scoops on the WCW hotline. What was the interview that followed afterwards? Because I just put
he talked to Jimmy Hart.
Oh yeah, there was Jimmy Hart and Lex Luger, and I didn't really have much to say on that.
All I had to say was oil. Lex Luger was covered in oil.
Yes, he was a very oily
I just
man.
remember saying, we get it, Lex, you got pecs.
We get it, Lex, you vape oil.
Okay, that's about it. And here comes the next match, and the segment we've been trying to avoid this whole time.
Let's talk about it now.
Let's talk about Chris Benoit.
Yes.
So, here's the thing. Chris Benoit murdered his wife, and he murdered his child and then he killed himself. Oh, he murdered his youngest son. His other son was not present.
Was not there at the time.
He had severe CTE, which you can only find out posthumously. Like, you can only find out if you're dead, if you had, like, CTE.
Yes.
He had behavioral issues, and he was on steroids.
He's on steroids and probably on some form of painkiller at the time.
And I just want to establish that whenever we talk about Chris Benoit, it's him as a worker, him as a wrestler, and him as a character. And I don't want to, like, bury the lead and just say that we're just going to ignore the fact that this guy's a murderer.
This guy is a murderer. That cannot be ignored.
He fucking did it. He killed his family and himself.
He did it. Yeah.
And I just want to say that, like, we're all aware of that. We're trying to review this as, like, a comedy show / kind of opinion show. And, you know...
So anytime we make any sort of positive, like, assessment of Benoit's work, we are not, like, saying he was a good person.
No.
I mean, not even that, really. Or just, like, that he was justified in what he did. Absolutely not.
No, absolutely fucking not. He's a piece of shit, but real talk, Chris Benoit was my favorite wrestler. Like, I started watching in 2003, and that was around when they started pushing him, and then he won the title against Triple H at WrestleMania 19 or 20. I think it was 20.
It was, yeah, WrestleMania 20.
And I was so happy, and, like, I always liked his matches because he was super talented, but, like, that shit happened, and I felt like, you know, fuck me, right?
Yeah. To me, the situation with Chris, Nancy, and Daniel, it feels more like a tragedy. Like, there is, like, the person that did those things that night was not the same person we see here.
Well, with the death of Eddie, he sort of collapsed.
He collapsed, yeah.
And he, like, to be held accountable, he still did it, but
he still did it.
You can say that part of him changed or died before that happened that made him, like, change.
Yeah.
That doesn't make it okay, but at the same time, I want to review these fucking shows. So we had to come to a compromise because we have to talk about Chris Benoit.
We have to acknowledge him, but we will not.
He doesn't get MVP.
Like, he does not get MVP. He probably won't even get underrated. I don't want him to get awards.
No,
because then you're awarding a murderer. Because then it's like putting him in the Hall of Fame.
So, look, if you're a professional wrestler, and I know that's a really low chance of you listening to the show, don't do the fucking diving headbutt.
Please, God,
don't do unprotected chair shots to the head.
Absolutely, don't do the diving headbutt.
Don't fucking do it. Harley Race told you not to, and, you know, Harley Race's life was fucked after that. And fucking
Chris Benoit did it.
Daniel Bryan had to retire for 3 years.
Think about fucking Dynamite Kid, Benoit's, like, idol, who was pretty much wheelchair bound for the rest of his life.
Yeah.
It's fucking not a good idea to be doing the diving head, but don't do it.
And out of respect for the Benoit estate, like his, you know, surviving family, I don't want to make any jokes about what he did, or, you know, no fucking. I could think of a couple jokes of, you know, like the dogs in the enclosed pool area and all that fucking.
You know,
shit.
we used to be that kind of, like, edgelord thing, but I think more as we've gotten older,
it's unprofessional.
It's unprofessional,
it takes a lot to offend me. I'm a grand jury. I got grand jury today, and I had to see some shit. I saw a guy's, like, stab wounds because someone tried to murder him, and, like, they were fresh, and, like, it didn't bother me at all. So it's not professional, and I don't think it's good TV, even though we're radio.
It doesn't feel right with me to make those kinds of jokes.
Yeah, I don't want to be the fucking, like, the morning zoo like offensive radio show dipshits I hear all the time of just like, let's call people retarded. You know, just
Exactly.
I want to
Let's just
hold myself
openly
to
say the
some kind of
N-word.
standard. Like, this is a comedy show. This is a comedy show, but I want to at least have
You want to make
some
sure that you
semblance of
guys are
decency.
laughing. And no one really can laugh at the Benoit tragedy.
Also, there's a difference between laughing with people and laughing at people, and I want to laugh with people.
Exactly.
Fuck Vince
With
Russo.
that all,
Anyway,
with all that said, this was an all right
Kensuke Sasaki versus Chris Benoit.
Yes, the U.S. title match, Kensei Sasaki versus Chris Benoit.
It was very short. It was about 9-ish minutes. It had some decent wrestling. Benoit sort of hit the classics. He also hit a headbutt. Don't do the headbutt. And
Don't do the diving headbutt.
Kensei Sasaki wins with a brainbuster.
Can I do the one joke that I have written on my notes for this?
Fine.
Which is Bobby Heenan saying the quote, "Let's talk about Chris Benoit." Basically, I think about it like, yeah, we know, Bobby. We have to.
We have to, Bobby.
Thanks, Bobby.
So yeah, that's just the compromise we came to. Of just no MVP, but we will talk about him.
Yeah.
And if he does well, he does well.
Yeah. Yeah, so this match was very simple, straightforward, not like a super exciting, over-the-top match, but, pretty good technical wrestling between two talented workers.
But enough of that shit. Here comes Big Show being silly.
Big Show just making all sorts of goofy faces.
Yeah, Big Show's just making faces while Kevin Sullivan's talking, and he's like,
I want to say it was Kevin Sullivan. It might have been, like, somebody else, like Jimmy Hart.
Oh, it was Jimmy Hart and Kevin Sullivan.
Yeah. I just remember because at one point...
No, it was Kevin Sullivan, and then Jimmy Hart cut in, and then it was Kevin Sullivan again.
Oh, yeah, you're right, because Okerlund was on the left and Sullivan was on the right of Giant.
Yeah.
We noticed because we were constantly noticing Big Show's bulge. Yeah,
you can see Big Show's penis.
And so every time Kevin Sullivan, stepped in close enough, we were like, okay, thank you, Kevin Sullivan, thank you.
He wasn't wearing a cup, so you could see the Big Show's little show.
His little show.
Yeah, just, well, you can see my penis.
Oh, he wasn't the Big Show yet. He was the Giant.
Yes. And then they give the mic to the Giant, and I started laughing because he's kind of doing this half scream thing,
half growl,
and he says pretty much like 60-man battle royal, but he sound sexy man battle royal.
The sexy man battle royal.
The sexy man battle royal.
He is one singlet. He's got one strap on his singlet. He's feeling pretty sexy tonight, Alli. So
he is feeling pretty sexy. He also made kind of a weird, cringy line about he started rhyming because he's the Giant, and
yes, he did a really bad. He did a really bad "Roses are red, violets are blue" rhyme that I didn't even write down, and it was terrible.
It was bad.
It was bad.
They advertised Starrcade and a package about Macho Man and Luger.
Yeah. There's some nice recaps going on.
They mentioned that can Macho Man be in all three rings at once?
Yeah. Well, I mean, yes, as we have proven from the past matches.
Yes. Macho Man, Macho Man cuts a promo, and Gene Okerlund's like, "Why are you so jittery?" And then Macho Man's like, "I'm always jittery."
Thank you, Macho Man. That was wonderful.
Then he does an entrance where he blows out my fucking ears with streaking Roman candles of
oh god,
pew, pew.
The worst, dude. I thought it was the music at first, but no, it's those fucking sparklers going off.
I'm supporting an orphanage in Guam. Bobby?
Oh yeah, Bobby Heenan apparently he has to do the job because he's supporting an orphanage in Guam.
Oh yeah,
Bobby's could help you.
Bobby's just desperate.
DDP with his $13 million in arm wrestling money.
Of course.
This fake bullshit $13 million.
This match is dumb.
This match just kind of happened.
I will describe it to you. Macho Man beats up Lex Luger. Lex Luger puts him in the torture rack. Then Lex Luger works the arm and wins.
Yeah, that's the match. Really, we missed nothing.
Sting
out
is
of it.
pissed. Then we do a recap of Ric Flair versus Sting with like renders of Ric Flair and Sting that look terrible.
Oh my god, these like fucking watercolor renders.
Yeah. I wanted to find a picture of them, but I couldn't.
Man, that's disappointing.
They looked like, and Google this, there's this Italo disco band called Rigiera. And they have a song called Yo Tengo, like No Tengo Dinero.
No Tango Dinero, yes.
And they look exactly like that almost.
Where they're fucking rotoscoped.
Yeah, they're like badly rotoscoped, but that works because it's fucking Italo disco. This is WCW money. The match starts and Ric Flair is just diving between rings to get away from Sting.
Yeah. Which is cool.
We get distracted by kissing? Oh yeah. Fucking Colonel Parker and Sherry come out, I think.
There was a point where like they're on commentary and we were kind of talking and I wasn't giving like the commentary my full attention. But I feel like Tony Schiavone, for very little reason, just went horse. And it was like, what?
Well, they were talking about the Horseman, but he just said horse.
Yeah. Horse. And so it was like, okay, thanks,
I'm Tony Schiavone, horse.
Thank you, Tony.
Ric Flair goes, fuck this, leaves, comes back, grabs a chair, ref takes the chair, hits Sting in the penis, doesn't get disqualified. Colonel Parker's still there. They're like kissing at the top of the ramp.
Making out at the top of the ramp.
Ric Flair has a weird lump on his back.
Yeah, we were very worried about the lump on his back, and then
apparently, according to his book, it's a fatty deposit, and he just has to get it drained every once in a while. So that's weird. And I realized that Sting's face paint is latex.
So we need to get Ric Flair a Z-Pack?
Yes. So Sting has latex face paint, which means you have to peel it off like one of those cleansing masks that you can get. It's just weird that he has to like peel the Sting paint off instead of just wiping it off. I guess he just doesn't want to do the makeup. I don't know. There's a figure 4 that's reversed like it always is.
Yeah. This is a Ric Flair and Sting like playing the hits match. Basically.
Yeah, this is the most phoning it in ass. Look, guys, we're here for the paycheck and Sting's going over, so we're not going to do anything dangerous. Safe play by the numbers match. Ric Flair gets deadly drivered off the top rope, which is typical for him. He gets put in the Scorpion Deathlock and gives up. Just, it's very, like, they're both good. They're both good wrestlers, but it just seems like they're just kind of... You know how I said that, like, New Japan Shinsuke Nakamura and WWE Shinsuke Nakamura are different because Nakamura is mostly just there because he wants to make some money before he retires. So he doesn't have to go as hard because he doesn't need to. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that.
Just like if you like Ric Flair versus Sting, you know, you might like this match, but
there might be. I feel like there's better Ric Flair versus Stings. I would especially look towards like earlier '90s, like '90.
Earlier '90s, yeah. But yeah, the match is how does the match end again?
Ric Flair taps to the Scorpion Deathlock.
Ric Flair taps to the Scorpion Deathlock. All right.
He's a man called Steve.
That was the man called Steve playing the hits. Then we get another interview with Hogan where we start realizing that when like Hogan's like flexing, the skin on his pecs is folding and it's really disgusting.
It's like chapped leather.
He is a leather couch given human form. I think I referred to him once as the leather couch org.
I'm the leather couch org.
Which doesn't even make any sense. Power Rangers Wild Force wasn't until like 2001.
In the recap, we saw the Yeti.
The Yeti!
And Hulk Hogan goes, "Fee, fi, fo, fum, I smell the stinky giant, brother." Look, man,
He really has a bunch of old Andre promos he's working around.
Look, man, this Hulk Hogan shit was going to die. This is some fucking old hat. This is some old hat. Old hat. These promos are just old.
Yeah, this is just tired.
And then they say the statement about the 60-man Battle Royale that only I could agree with, especially because Hulk Hogan said it. Only the WCW could put this together.
Only WCW could make this.
So, to make the Battle Royale more confusing, it has 3 broadcast teams.
3. We got Shivani and Heenan.
Heenan Shivani. We got Eric Bischoff and the American Dweem.
Dweem.
The Dweem.
Dusty Rhodes.
Yes.
And then on the bottom half, we have Chris Cruz and Larry Zbyszko.
We have Mauro Ranallo at home.
You got Mauro Ranallo at home could get a spot in the battle, could get a table at the Battle Royale, but not Mike Tenay.
So, now here comes everybody.
Oh, yes. You got the list.
Macho Man, Scott Armstrong, Steve Armstrong, Arn Anderson, Johnny B. Bad, Marcus Bagwell, Chris Benoit, Big Train Bart, Bunkhouse Buck, Cobra, Disco Inferno, Jim Duggan, Bobby Eaton, Ric Flair, the Giant Eddie Guerrero, Hulk Hogan, Jerry Lynn, who is in a mask for some reason, Chris
Mr.
Canyon,
JL.
Chris Canyon, Brian Knobs, Kurosawa, who is a young Manabu Nakanishi, Lex Luger, Joey Maggs, Meng, Hugh Morris, Max Muscle.
Ming, excuse you.
Ming. They called him Ming.
Yes.
Scott Norton, One Man Gang, Paul Orndorff, DDP, Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker, Brian Pillman, Craig Pittman, Lord Steven Regal, Scotty Riggs, Road Warrior Hawk, Big Bubba Rogers, Jerry Saggs, Ricky Santana, Kensuke Sasaki, the Shark Attack, the 500-pound Shark Attack, Fidel Sierra, Dick Slater, Mark Starr, Stevie Ray, Sting, Dave Sullivan, The Taskmaster, Super Assassins 1 and 2, Booker T, David Taylor, Bobby Walker, VK Wall Street, Pez Watley, Mike Winter, Alex Wright, James Earl Wright, The Yeti, and Zodiac.
So many fucking people.
Everyone gets in the ring, and it cuts to Steven Regal looking confused and horrified.
Which is the only reason we're watching this, because Alli found, like, pictures of it.
I found a picture of it, and I thought it wasn't this one, and it was.
It was. We were very lucky.
Just you could see Steven Regal just bumping into all the people in one of the rings, and he's like, "What the hell am I doing here?
What's going on?
What's going on?" And welcome to the most confusing thing I've ever seen in my whole life. They have 3 cameras on a triple split screen of all 3 Battle Royales playing at the same fucking time.
At the same time, and we are just like, what's happening?
We don't understand what's happening. There's this weird part where they cut. So, you think that each camera would be exclusive to each Battle Royal, right? No! 2 cameras would one camera would switch to the other ring sometimes, so it would be 2 cameras on one ring, 1 camera on a different ring, and then the third ring wasn't there.
Fuck off, third ring. You don't care.
Disco Inferno gets thrown out, and he lands on his chest.
It is a mess.
He lands on his chest, and it just says, "Your booty."
Your booty.
Your booty.
Your booty. Was that Disco Inferno?
This was I was so fucking confused. I'm sorry. I don't have any comments about this because I was just so fucking confused. Oh my god.
I was like, at some point I started just evolving into, let's see if I can keep track of William Regal.
The Giant eliminates all the people in his ring, and then he goes to another ring, but I don't know which ring that was. A bunch of people get thrown out. Hogan's friends get thrown out, Sting, fucking Macho Man, all that. Wait, not Macho Man. And it gets down to, like, the last couple of people. Macho Man
somehow survives the whole thing.
Macho Man, Hogan, The Giant. Giant gets thrown out with 2 other people. I think he gets thrown out with like Bubba Rogers or something.
Yeah.
And
Like that.
then Giant grabs Hogan's legs and pulls him under the top rope, or pulls him under the bottom rope.
He does not go over the top.
Randy wins.
Randy Savage wins after throwing out the one-man gang, a guy who I'm surprised made it to the final 2.
And the rest of the show is them arguing.
So, like, everyone likes a Royal Rumble. But you can't do the Royal Rumble because it's a WWF thing.
It's their gimmick.
It's their gimmick. So people kind of come up with, like, variations on the gimmick. I like Gauntlet for the Gold as an idea. I feel like it was kind of underutilized.
Nice. I love fucking, what's it called? Lucha Underground.
Aztec Warfare.
I love Aztec Warfare.
Aztec Warfare is fucking amazing.
The card thing they did for AEW's weird, but I kind of get why they're trying to mix it up.
Yeah, the Jackpot Battle Royale or whatever.
Yeah, the Jackbox TV Battle Royale.
Yes.
This doesn't work.
This does not work.
This is shit.
Adding more onto what could have been a perfectly fine
this was Eric Bischoff's idea. I feel like he thought, I'm going to one up WWE or WWF. And he thought that this would be good TV, and it fucking wasn't.
It was not.
It needs to be legible. The reason why there's a drip feed in the Royal Rumble is so you can understand who's in the ring and who isn't in the ring.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. You need to know who is in and out at every time. You need to be able to have some storylines to follow. But
you need that one guy who starts at the beginning of the Royal Rumble and just kind of hangs out in the corner.
But no, it's like a pile of meat.
They said at some point that 250,000 pounds of men are in the ring, and I had to look this up because I don't feel like that's correct. So 250,000 divided by 60. Each wrestler weighs 4,100 pounds.
No, not correct.
You know what? I'm gonna try and do my own math. Let's say the cross-reference weight for a bunch of 90s wrestlers would be 245 pounds. I feel like that's fair.
The average?
Yeah. Like if I had to average it out. 14,000 pounds in the ring, that's impressive, right?
Yeah, it's not bad. Over 10,000 pounds. 10,000 pounds.
Over
of man
3 tons of men. Over 4 tons of men. 5 tons. 6 tons.
Oh yeah, there was also a 90s alert for Hootie and the Blowfish.
Hootie and the Blowfish.
I want to be with you. Yeah, so this is just like not a good main event.
They argue that like Hogan got pulled under the ring, but Macho Man didn't see it, and they don't have the footage.
They don't have the footage somehow.
Hogan wants to see the film. Hogan wants to see the film. You gotta wait till Nitro, and then they say they're talking turkey, and then one more thing. Oh yeah, and then they shake hands.
They have free cameras, but nobody caught this.
Did nobody film anything?
Okay, to be fair, they slowly dropped down to a one camera thing, like
eventually,
the one screen, but still, there were free cameras on that fucking ring.
So I gotta say, that Battle Royale was a no for me, dog. That was
nope.
That was
most
a no
of the show was pretty bad.
That was a no for me, dog.
Yeah.
They made 4 more of these, or 3 more of these.
Yeah. That's amazing. The fact that this didn't get dropped immediately. The fact that this didn't get dropped immediately is baffling to me.
There's a bad idea, and then there's 4 of a bad idea.
Exactly.
So that's enough of the show. Let's go to awards. Who is our MVP?
MVP, I believe the first time we've ever done it for Wrestle Boys. Our first ever women's MVP, Bull Nakano.
Bull Nakano! Woo!
Like, fuck yes, absolutely deserved.
First ever women's MVP, Bull Nakano. Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Underrated, you know what? Fuck it. He was on the show in a useless battle royale under a mask I feel like he deserves it. It won't count to his TNA score, but Jerry Lynn, Mr. JL, you get another underrated.
Jerry Lynn in a mask.
You deserve better. For Y segment,
Why?
World War III.
Why World War III?
Why do this gimmick? I didn't really do sign of the week because I didn't really pay attention to the signs besides
Yeah.
like Sting King Ring.
Sting King Ring.
I guess it was supposed to say Sting King of the Ring. Signs weren't really like a big thing with WCW, it seems like. No. It's more of a WWE thing.
So yeah, that was that.
That was take the wheel. You're not taking the wheel anymore.
Next time someone has to take the wheel that isn't me.
Yes.
And I'm still getting over a cold, so that's why I sound a little different this week. I got COVID, then I got the cold. This sucks.
Amazing. And then he had to go to jury duty.
I was in the grand jury. I ruined 20 people's lives today.
Yep.
Yeah. So
yeah, let's just do the plugs. You can find us on Twitter at Rassleboys, WRASSLEBOYS.
Yes.
We got our rassleboys.wordpress.com.
Rassleboyspod.wordpress.com.
Rassleboyspod.wordpress.com, where we post all our stuff and we post editorials. I will get around to working on the WWE NXT rebooking. I do fantasy bookings.
We are wild in you.
He does like top 10 lists or will do top 10 lists.
I don't feel like it.
He doesn't feel like it.
Not yet, anyway.
You can find us on YouTube and Spotify and anywhere where you can find podcasts. That includes iTunes, Apple Podcasts, whatever, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, just anywhere you can get a podcast, pretty much.
Anywhere you can get a podcast, you can find us.
Naked Fighter, what do we say at the end of these?
Horse.
Horse.